What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Destructor Productions with another video. I actually specialize in the Mopar area, the Dodge Challenger. This is my Dodge Challenger. For most of you, you know me as DG Prods over on Instagram. It is a 2017 Dodge Challenger in Destroyer Gray, and it has about $30,000 to $40,000 worth of mods in it. I'm sponsored by 7 companies and kind of known around the community. So recently, I've decided to dip into the German Audi market, and I bought a 2016 Audi A5 Quattro Premium Plus for the wintertime around here to be a daily driver. And as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, well, the whole experience didn't really go as according to plan. So sit back, relax, as I tell you how I purchased a totaled vehicle without even knowing it was totaled at the time of purchase. Alright guys, and I do need to preface this video and warn people that this situation that I'm going through currently could happen to you. It could happen to anyone. And the reason being is because there are cars circulating from recent floods in Texas or wherever. If there's been a flood, there are cars circulating that should have non-clean titles that show up clean in Carfax because they have not been inspected and deemed that there should be a flagged title on this car, salvage, branded, or whatever, you name it. In order to take a car from a clean title down to a branded, salvaged, or whatever flood vehicle, it takes an inspection by the right shop. And I say by the right shop because there are some shops and mechanics that are doing inspections for the money and passing it off to somebody that they work with to make a quick buck, right? Because there obviously are shops and mechanic shops, car lots and mechanic shops that are working together to make money. So they pay them to do the inspection, they look at the car, they deem it that it's clean and that it's great, good to go, when in reality, they just clean it up and they say that it's good. And then they sell it to you as a clean title and then they make their money. And little do you know, you're driving around your car thinking you got a really great deal, when in reality, there could be all sorts of electrical components, wiring harnesses, integrity of the car could be compromised, all sorts of different things. Your car could start acting up, it could catch on fire. You have no idea what is going on behind the scenes with your car until a problem arises and you take it in and then it's already too late. All right, cool. Now that that's done, that's out of the way, I got you guys warned about the circulating cars that have clean titles and that you should kind of be worried about. And that maybe you should not go to a car lot to buy a car. Let's get into the whole situation that has unfolded within the last 4 months of taking ownership of this Audi A5. All right, so I got my Challenger in 2017. I bought it brand new. And by that time, I had put 70,000 miles on it in 3 years or so because I was driving it back and forth to work, yada, yada, yada. Let's not bore you with that. But I needed a daily driver, right? I needed something that was going to keep the miles low on the Challenger and not push it to 100,000 miles yet because I'm not ready for it to be there. But I needed a daily driver. And I've been talking to you guys on the channel about options and stuff, and a few people had said, hey, get an Audi because they're great for the winter, they're good on gas mileage and all that other stuff, and they're reliable. So I went ahead and I started really digging for Audi A5s, and I found one that was in great condition, and nothing was really wrong with it that I knew of. So after 2 years of just sifting through all the bullshit on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and you name it, everywhere that I could look, people want way too much money for their buckets, and I wasn't willing to overpay for a vehicle. Well then, that's what I thought. Anyways, so I went to a car lot called Luxury Autoplex. It's in Oregon, near Beaverton, in between Beaverton and Portland. So I went there to look at a 2016 Audi A5 Quattro Premium Plus S-Line with 29,900 miles on it or so. And they wanted, I think, $22,500 for it. So I went in there and we worked a deal. They told me it was a one-ownered leased vehicle in California, and then the car had made its way to Texas. So, I mean, I really didn't think much of it. They said it had a clean title. They said it was a great car. I test drove it. Nothing happened on my test drive, right? So the thing that's weird, I got it home, bought the car. I did not purchase gap insurance because I was just going to pay this car off super quick. Well, I had it for, I think, it was the next day. The next day I tried to start the car, it didn't start. And I didn't think anything of it. It was a parking brake malfunction, and I'm like, okay, the parking brake. So I just cycled the parking brake, and the car started again. I was like, all right, awesome. And as time went on, like a couple weeks went by, it would do it about 50% of the time. I wouldn't know if when I got in my car if it was going to start or if it wouldn't. I knew eventually it would start, but I didn't know if it was going to start. It was like flip a coin. It might start, it might not. And it wouldn't start like one time in a row or two times in a row. It would just, I would have to keep just doing it. Sometimes I have to wait. Sometimes it would take me 5-10 minutes to start my car. That's super embarrassing and super annoying when you're getting gas and somebody gives you a compliment on your car and you're like, yeah, please start, please start, please start, please start. Very annoying. There was one time where I went to pick up a pizza and there were two guys sitting outside watching me try to start my car. The lights kept coming back on because I kept turning the auxiliary on and off, like on and off, on and off. I was like, come on, start, man, start. Wouldn't start. So yeah, pretty embarrassing. But the thing that really got the ball rolling was my girlfriend took it to the beach about 3 hours away, and it took her 30 minutes to start the car. So I was like, okay, I got to do something. It's just getting worse, right? So I took it to Audi Beaverton, and they had it for about a week, and they had diagnosed and pulled apart stuff. Like, they were scratching their heads. They didn't really know what was wrong initially until they really delved in and they started tearing my car apart. They tried to do it from like a surface level, and then they had to dig deeper to figure out what the real issue was. So they found out that the ECM had a hole in it, and some fuse boxes, some wiring and stuff had water damage to it. So they found like spots of water and some issues with like rust on the bolts and other things like that. Down, there's like a cavity next to the steering column on the driver's side, on the left-hand side, that goes up to the firewall, to the rear part of the hood, where the hood opens, that hinge there, right there where the firewall meets that on the driver's side, there's like a column, and all your components are in there, and there was actually water damage throughout that column, so not very good. They diagnosed the problem, found the ECM had a hole in it. They asked me if my insurance would actually cover it. They said, you have USAA, you might as well go ahead and see if they can do a comprehensive claim, since this wasn't your fault. This is something that had happened of natural causes or whatever. And at that point, they hadn't known how far the extent of the damage really went. So they fixed the $3,000 thing. I paid $500 for my comprehensive, and I went to go get it 7 weeks later or so, 7 or 8 weeks later. They said, okay, it's finished. It hasn't given us any problems. Go ahead and take the car. So I went and I tried to go get it this Monday, and which was, it's Sunday right now, this filming. So it was like a week ago that I went to go get it, and it recreated the same problem. It's sat at Audi ever since. And then they come back and tell me that there is $12,000 more of water damage throughout the car. So they are speculating that this car was, in fact, in a flood. They can't tell me for sure, but they can tell me that they can definitely speculate. And from the damage caused throughout the car, the wiring harnesses, fuses, panels, and all that stuff, it's pretty easy to tell that since the car was in Texas, it was most likely in a flood. So this is where the inspection comes into play. The car had a guaranteed, from what this car lot was telling me, the auction that sold it to them had a guaranteed green light, nothing wrong. The inspection was awesome, which means that the person who inspected it and sold it from the car lot, or to the car lot from the auction, basically lied to them. They basically were trying to make a quick buck. They probably had a ton of cars that were from a flood, and they were just selling them and making money like hotcakes. They probably sold the car for $4,000 to $5,000, and then that car lot sold it to me for $22,500. So tell me how much money they're really making through these cars that are being recycled through the cracks and slipping through the cracks and being circulated to consumers like you and me without even knowing that they've been in a flood until something like this happens. So originally, my insurance company didn't know the severity of the issue. They didn't know, and neither did Audi, apparently. They didn't know either, because they had to stick their foremans on it to really pull apart the car and just delve in deeper to figure out that there was $12,000 additional dollars worth of damage to the car. So that makes it 15 grand, and the car is worth 19.5 cash value. So they just weren't willing to, pick up the bill for that. They said that the car's totaled, and that's pretty much it. They gave me 18.5 or 18.9, I think, for the car. I owe 23 after taxes and all that other stuff. So 23,000. Take away 18,000. I'm left with a $5,000 bill now because I didn't get the gap insurance. Also, I have learned something else, that gap insurance doesn't always foolproof cover you 100% of the leftover remainder. Talked to Total Loss, and they said that only in some situations will gap insurance cover you, so you're not always covered even if you get the gap insurance that's offered to you when you buy a vehicle. So guys, in the end here, I would say to avoid car lots whatsoever. Don't go to a little car lot that has maybe 100 cars or 50 cars there. They are small. They're trying to make money in any way that they possibly can. I would say to go to a dealership. I would say stay away from service centers of dealerships, but I would say to go to the pre-owned certified vehicles that have a 3-month warranty, 4,000 mile warranty or whatever mixed in, or go to Carmax or Carvana or one of these other companies that offer actually to tack on a extended warranty to these used cars for a very fraction of like maybe $1,200 or something like that. I saw on Carmax that Carmax is offering a warranty with a car purchase for like $1,200 to $2,000, depending on what you want to pick your deductible on. Whether you do 50, 100, 200, or 300, the price of the warranty will actually go up, and then you just pay like a $25 monthly fee to continue to keep that warranty. And I mean, let's face it, buying a used car can become a nightmare, or you can have peace of mind. And I would much rather go with the peace of mind 9 times out of 10. And this was the one time that I decided the car looks good, checks out, whatever. I'm not going to get a warranty. I'm not going to get gap insurance. This looks like a great deal. And usually, if it's too good to be true, it is. And I want to try and help the newer car buyers, the used car buyers out there, and maybe let them know that I went about it the wrong way. I really did. I did not inspect the Carfax as I should. On the Carfax, it said that it was bought at auction. I will never, ever buy another auction car whatsoever unless I'm going to an auction and purchasing it myself. I will never buy a car that's ever been in an auction on a Carfax whatsoever, no matter how good the car looks. Because usually they just fix up the cars, they clean them, they make them look good, and then it's like polishing a turd. You're still getting a turd at the end of the deal. So I will forever stay away from smaller car lots. I will always go to dealerships to buy a pre-owned certified used car with some sort of, warranty or some sort of peace of mind. Because without that, you're really just taking a gamble. So I would say the biggest thing to take away from this is to just understand that there are circulated cars out there that have been in floods. There's a lot of them right now, and car lots are making a mint. They're making a quick buck off these cars, and they are just screwing consumers on the purchases. So the main thing is just be careful. Be careful what you buy. Be careful where you put your money, and be careful about not covering your own ass, because if you don't, you'll end up in my situation just like I am, paying $5,000 now for a car that I don't even have. But yeah, guys, hopefully this has helped you out. This video maybe has brought some insight or opened your eyes to the used car market and the potential hazards and risks that you guys take when you buy used cars in that market. If you guys have learned something from this, or you just enjoyed the video playing out, just hit that like button down below. It really shows me, guys, that you guys are supporting and liking the videos. But if you guys also would like to comment down in the comment section, let's have a conversation. If you guys want to talk to each other, I love to read them and see what you guys have to say. And if you guys are stumbling upon my channel for the very first time, or you're returning and you just forgot to hit that subscribe button and bell. We're almost to 40,000 subscribers, and once I hit 40,000, I'm going to make a video that basically tells you guys how I tick, how I've gotten to this point, what I do in my life, what has happened in my life, and events that have pretty much made me who I am today. So if you guys are interested in that, stick around, hit that notification bell so you guys know when I make that video. And other than that, I really don't have much more else to say besides have a great Labor Day weekend, and I hope you guys are having a lot of fun. I got to work, unfortunately. I worked yesterday and I work Monday, so yeah, hopefully you guys are having a great weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Don't make the mistakes I did, and I'll see you then. Take it easy, everybody.